there's always going to be something wrong. Bad things happen, and that's just how life is. Because I remember growing up, my belief was always to not be too happy or too excited, because whenever there is a reason to be happy, whenever I'm very happy, I always believe that something bad will happen afterwards. Like, it's just a given. And as I grew up, or grew older, and I read books, listened to lecturers, and learned philosophy, I realized that that's just superstition. Happiness does not equate to sadness. That's just how life is. When bad things happen for no reason at all. It just happens. Okay? And I'm saying this because so long as we live, there's always going to be challenges, one after the other. And that's just the nature of life. The question is, how do I prepare that? How do you prepare for that? And the answer to that I found is to develop your inner strength by investing in learning and getting knowledge and wisdom. Let me repeat that. So how do we prepare for the tough times ahead, or for whatever challenges we're facing right now? And the answer to that is wisdom. By investing in ourselves, in our mind, in developing our inner strength and our inner wisdom, by learning philosophy and wisdom. And this is why I am doing this Daily Stoic reflection session with you. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, my name is Daniel. I live in New York City and I work as a school nurse. But my background is in intensive care nursing, and I used to live in London before moving here. And I just have a keen interest in spirituality and philosophy, and I want to share it with you in the hopes of maybe it can help you too. Okay, so let's help each other by going through this journey together. Alright, today is May 12, 2025. It is a Monday, so welcome to the new week. I hope everyone has had a lovely weekend. Here in New York, the weather was perfect during the weekend. Saturday, we watched a movie with Ethan, ate out in the evening at this new Thai place on the Upper West Side. Very nice. And I love it when a Thai place has a cup option for the tom yum soup. And you know when the Thai place is premium or authentic when their tom yum soup is creamy and not too watered down. At least that's how I rate these Thai restaurants. And then for Sunday, I went to church at 11 o'clock in the morning at the Upper East Side. Met up with my friend Eric. We had a spontaneous picnic at Central Park. And for the food that we ate in that picnic, we bought at Butterfield Market. And guess what? We were actually standing side by side with Chelsea Clinton, the daughter of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Like, she was waiting for her pizza while we were waiting for our sandwiches. And I don't know, I wasn't starstruck, but I appreciate her. I appreciate who she is and her significance. And it was just such an unreal thing, but it's very New York. You literally just live with the stars, where you reach a point where they're just normal people, and life goes on. But that was nice. That was a nice thing. And then in the afternoon, after the picnic, I met up with my other friend Ashmita from India, and we caught up. We walked along the High Line, and then we hanged out in the Little Island area, the Westside Highway. Really, such a beautiful space, and I told Ashmita that I intend to spend every weekend in that area to just really make the most of the beautiful side of New York and the beautiful weather and long daylight, because I feel like I'm just so traumatized from last winter that I want to just savor every moment of spring and summer. And I wonder if you feel the same, and if there are any strategies for you to cope during the winter, or what are your plans in making the most of this beautiful weather. I'd love to hear it on the comments down below. So let's now continue with today's Daily Stoic entry for May 12th. And it goes, kindness is always the right response. Kindness is invisible. Kindness is invincible, but only when it's sincere, with no hypocrisy or faking. For what can even the most malicious person do if you keep showing kindness, and given the chance, you gently point out where they went wrong, right as they are trying to harm you? What if the next time you were treated... that was by Marcus Aurelius. What if the next time you were treated meanly, you didn't just restrain yourself from fighting back? What if you responded with unmitigated kindness? What if you could love your enemies, do good to those who hate you? Do good to those who hate you. What kind of effect do you think that would have? The Bible says that when you can do something nice and caring to a hateful enemy, it is like heaping burning coals on his head. The expected reaction to hatred is more hatred. So the expected reaction to hatred is more hatred. When someone says something pointed or mean today, they expect you respond in kind, not with kindness. When that doesn't happen, they are embarrassed. It's a shock to their system. It makes them and you better. Most rudeness, meanness, and cruelty are a mask for deep-seated weakness. Kindness in these situations is only possible for people of great strength. You have that strength. Use it. Alright, so it sounds like the message for today is always use kindness. Always be kind is the right response. Now, how do I feel about it? Let's see. So, kindness. Always. How do I feel about it? Of course, it's the logical way. Have I ever been in a situation where someone was rude to me? Yes. How did I respond? Sometimes I would just I would giggle. I would pretend it didn't happen. I think the wisdom for just responding to be kind is, for me, it's not worth the hassle, it's not worth the trouble. I believe in picking and choosing your fights. And most of the time it's not worth it, especially when the person who's being rude has no value, and you have more to lose. I have more to lose if we get into a fight, compared to them. They have nothing to lose. Hence why they're rude. But I do agree about being kind, always. And I do agree that kindness should be the default first response to anything and everything, and as much as possible to provide people with the, what's the word for that? Benefit of the doubt. So, back to being kind. I know it's really hard. Of course, meanness is the easy thing to do. Meanness is the lazy thing to do because it's very easy to just react and retaliate. But the more intellectual, the smarter thing to do is to just be kind, be still, compose yourself, decide how you'd like to respond and not react. And I would also weigh in what would benefit me more, But definitely I've learned my lesson to not anymore react and scream or retaliate or be very, very aggressive, because it just makes the situation worse and I don't get what I want. You know what I mean? So for example, if someone is rude to me in the subway and I see that they're crazy, it won't help for me to fight back. I'd rather just be chill, be calm, be ready to protect myself, and then walk away or transfer to the next train, but never to fight back, because I have more to lose than them. They're crazy. So that's the that's today's Daily Stoic message, is to always be kind in every response, that's required of you. And of course, you don't have to, when you feel like something is not fair, you can respond however you want, but just don't jump right away to how you'd like to react. Okay? Think about it first, and then go from there. All right? So that is it for today. There is something I wanted to share with you. Now, I think a week ago I watched a musical, and this is a musical I want to recommend to everybody because it won the Tony Award for the Best Musical in 2019. And I never really heard about it that much, but whenever I would bump into someone and we would talk about Broadway, we live in New York, they would always say you should always watch Hadestown. And I'm like, okay, sure. I booked to watch this musical with my friend and his co-pilot, and it was a smash hit. Like, I watched it after work. I was sleepy, but I wasn't able to sleep because that show really caught my attention. And my friend, who is not even like a super musical fan, enjoyed the entire show and was very impressed. So I think that's a good indicator that it is a musical well worth your time and effort. And definitely it is a musical that is something you can be proud of when someone asks you if you've been to Broadway and what Broadway musical have you seen. So please go check out Hadestown. It's running. If you want to save money, you can join their lottery. Nice to know though is that when you join their lottery for tickets, join the lottery for the day before you want to see the show. So for example, my mistake was I wanted to see the show on a Thursday. So I was thinking, maybe the lottery system, the lottery draw is on in Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And then they pull the numbers at 10 a.m. for that same day. It turns out that the lottery winners will win tickets for the following day. So if I wanted to hopefully win for Thursday night's show, I should have entered the Wednesday morning draw. Okay? So Hadestown, Google it, check it out. If you're in New York, and I believe they're in London too, the West End, and Amsterdam, I'm not so sure. But definitely Hadestown is a must see. If you're wondering like what's its vibe, for me it is at the caliber of Rent. That's the energy, that's the vibe, and I promise you will have such a good time. And yes, it is all original music, and even if it's original music, every moment of it is enjoyable, and the stage performance is just amazing and impressive. Alright, that's it for me today. Join me again tomorrow or next time for another round of the Daily Stoic Reflections. I will see you next time. And of course, if you're new here, please like and subscribe for more of these videos. Bye.